Hi, my name is Yone. Everyone, including you, has probably done modeling in your lives. I mean, you probably modeled a car, or bought an action figure, or if you like rockets, you probably bought a replica of a rocket and put it in your room. I believe everyone has done or has some experience on modeling static objects. But what if I told you that once you learn math and differential equations, you'll be able to not only model static objects, but moving objects, dynamic systems. You'll not only be able to model the trajectory of the rocket, but the amount of fuel the rocket has. And if you're pretty ambitious, if you can figure out model the vibrating engines inside that rocket, you might save the rocket from exploding. I've been always fascinated by applications like this. I've always liked modeling as well. And so that's why I've dedicated, as a student that comes from an academically deprived area, I had to kind of pick up myself by my own bootstraps and self study a lot of math. I self studied pre calculus before and used this to skip from algebra to calculus BC. And I used this notebook. This whole notebook's about calculus BC that I took before taking the actual class, and it just keeps going. I've self-studied multivariable, I've self-studied linear algebra, and finally we're at differential equations, the very tool to model the world. And of course, no one's a math scholar by just taking notes. You have to be able to solve problems, which is why I asked my math teacher for book recommendations. This is shout out to was it David C. Lay in linear algebra, and I finished this whole thing over the summer. And I'm finally at differential equations, Edwards Penny, right? And I'm halfway through right now, but I'll probably finish this at the end of the year. And maybe during the summer, just for fun, I might just study real analysis and maybe some proofs and stuff. You would guess as a math nerd, I love sharing math with others, which is why I have a math Instagram account where I post a lot of math posts to help others. And most of these posts are to help others. They're just teaching some concepts that some of my 2Ds found challenging and stuff. But some of the other posts I made because I wanted to teach myself. Because you would see that some of the topics in this book are difficult and they're hard to understand. So I had to challenge myself to make a math post out of them to make the topic easier to understand. I'm also, for my senior project, I'm making a book to make calculus easier to understand for others, for beginners. And I'm going to be I'll try to print as much as financially possible. I don't know how much I can afford. And I'll distribute those books to a lot of students in my school and maybe outside of school if I can print enough.